All right, Music Buzz Live. We're here in Studio A. My name is Moose. We got Chad, Drew, CT in the booth, and right now we have Chris and Chase from Levitt Pavilion in the house.
Fellas.
There's been so much talk about Levitt lately.
Has there?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And all good stuff, right?
It's all good stuff.
We're doing our job.
We did a top 5 last week about things, concerts and events that were coming up in Denver that we were excited for. And somebody submitted the fact that Levitt is opening this summer.
Very cool.
So,
Very cool. Yeah, we opened July
20th with Slim Cessna's Auto Club, Howden Morford, and our own Andy Thomas's Dust Art.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That was part of his employment.
For those that did pay attention to the interview last time, they did get it wrong because I think they said July 16th, didn't they?
You know what? I think when we came in last time, we hadn't booked anything early in July yet.
Yep.
And we originally thought that we were going to open on the 14th, and then talking to the construction company and stuff, we decided it was best to push it back a week.
Yeah. So it's the 20th now.
We were pulling teeth anyway. I could tell in you guys' faces. You're like, I think 16th sounds good, dude. No, 20.
Yeah.
20's exciting, dude.
July 20th is exciting, and we have 30 shows. And
30 free shows. We do 30 free this year and 50 years, or 50 free every 50 years.
Right.
Wait, 50 free every year thereafter,
For
not
every
every
year,
50 years.
For 50 years. We've got a 50-year
yeah.
contract at the Pavilion.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That came out weird.
So we're all going to be like, we're going to be old, still watching Chase booking shows at Levitt.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, Chase is still going to be trying to route artists through. But I think you got 80. Chase is our
You're the
production
booking guy.
director. Yeah, he books and produces shows. So if you're an artist in Denver, we're all going to watch you, me and Andy and Chase and Sydney. But Chase is the guy you want to bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, your friends at World Viral can kind of try to push you that way, right?
So
Absolutely.
what does it take to get on a bill at Levitt Pavilion?
Where to start? There's so many things that I look at. For a headliner, obviously, I look at a lot more criteria than I do for local support.
Yeah.
You know, one cool thing that we pride ourselves is community through music. So we want to put a Colorado local artist on every single headline and show
Sick.
that we have coming through.
Right.
And with 50 of them every summer, that's a lot of opening support slots.
Yeah, it is.
So you can reach me at chase@levittdenver.org and submit your EPK or any other materials that you want, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and be doing something in town. I think this
Sure.
is a really
Sure.
important thing for young artists. You know, you think about a venue the size of Levitt, and it's 7,500. Red Rocks is 9,500 for reference. If you're not already killing it on ticket sales at High Dive, Three Kings, some of the smaller clubs in town, Herman's, you should work that game up. Because
Right.
this is you're bringing people out to this facility, and part of the expectation from the patron side is that they're going to see high quality music that's ready for that kind of environment. You wrote that book, the band book.
Yeah. In my book, that's one of the big things I talk about is not stepping out of your league, not promising a talent buyer that you're going to do more than you're actually going to do.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of us in this room that can relate to that statement,
Yeah.
including that guy back there.
Well, it's a long game as an artist, and you can't expect that you're going to have overnight success. There was a study done out of the New York music scene a couple of years ago, and it charted all of the artists that played in that scene from like 75 through 90, and how many of those artists made it, and then the total number of them. And it was something like 35,000 artists came through the scene in that point in time, and 180 of them made it, and that's out of New York.
Right.
So you think about it's a long game, and we want to make sure that we're putting artists in a position to succeed. We want, when you come through as an opening slot at Levitt, that next slot, that next year, we're hoping that you're ready to do like a co-headlining show. And if you're not, then, we'll keep working with you, and hopefully you'll get there.
I was kind of wondering how that would go, and I guess this would be a question for both of you. Luckily, booking guy is here, dude. I kind of have noticed that, in a lot of ways, you guys are on your initial season, so I bet booking is crazy for you because you totally want to be able to pick and choose the right ones, but also like go for the dreams that you guys have been talking about for 5 years as you've been doing this?
Sure. It's tough, man, because not only are we a brand new venue, it takes a bit of selling to the agents that we're talking with that, hey, this is a brand new venue. We got to sell it a little bit. So that's been a challenge, but at the same time, we are the 7th Levitt throughout the nation. So it's been proven. The model's been proven. People want to come out, see free music, and free quality music. So to that point, it's been a challenge, but at the same time, so many people want to play this brand new, awesome, state-of-the-art venue outside in Denver, where Denver doesn't have. We're filling that void. So there's been a lot of excitement about it. So there's challenges in both.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
it's exciting though. It's a cool concept, and it obviously works, and it's right up the street, man.
I like how you guys are billing it as bring your own blanket. I think that's awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, but I have to give credit to my wife on that one.
Yeah.
She has a marketing company, and we came up with like 5 taglines, and this was 5 years ago. And that was one that we had, and it's been on our website at the very bottom when you scroll through forever. And we've just kind of dusted it off and started to use it, because really that's what this is about. It's bring your own blanket. We'll take care of everything else, and bring your dancing shoes, a blanket, and a good attitude.
Are there seats at all?
No, there's no permanent seating.
Talk about where you're at right now.
We are we're under construction. They just completed the masonry work either yesterday or today, and the steel goes up, so that'll be the roof later this week, and then they'll get on interiors next week, and we've got about 2 months left on the build out before we're ready for inspection and all that. And it's a lot of things have to happen between.
There isn't seats though, right?
No, there's no permanent. There's no seating, and this is really a concept that works in many functions. For one, it allows you to break down socioeconomic divides that exist within venues. And the second half of it is that when we build these gigantic venues all over the U.S., and a lot of times we fill them full of concrete and these stairs and all of this, and they're used. In our venue's case, you're probably going to see somewhere between 60 and 80 shows a year, but there's 365 days in a year. So when you can return it and give that area, that space back to the park, and allow people to use it for other purposes, it's a unique thing. It's not typical.
Yeah, so there's not going to be like a Fiddler's Green style wall around the whole thing.
No. It'll be open, and for our mission-based events, you'll see temporary fencing that's brought in, that's screened out, and it'll feel like that it's there permanently.
Okay,
and
so I can't just sneak into 311.
No.
On August 11th.
On August 11th, exactly.
No, but tickets are still available.
I think that's awesome, because Ruby Hill is such a beautiful park anyway. To be able to preserve some of that look is awesome. I love what you guys do, the concepts being a nonprofit, and what you guys, how that ties into all of the goals and all the things that you were reaching for. I noticed something new that you're doing, which is bags for bands. Is that right?
Yeah,
Talk a little bit about bags for bands.
Man, I wish Andy was here. Andy handles all of our community outreach piece. We've teamed up with Whole Foods, and you can donate your bag refund that you get when you bring your own bags to the Levitt Pavilion Denver. And it's at 2 Whole Foods locations, the one in Wash Park and
in Lakewood.
The Belmar, right by my house.
Yep.
Very cool.
So
those are 2 big Whole Foods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And donate your bag money, and that all of that money goes into paying our local bands as the openers.
So sick.
Yeah, when we looked at originally we're planning this, we kind of looked at what the other Levitts did, and they didn't necessarily have opening acts for all their shows, and it was really important to both me and Chase to make sure that we were doing that. So we had a conversation at one part, and we're like, we didn't budget for it, but we're going to figure out how to pay for it.
And I think that's good, because in a place like Denver, where there's a lot of pride in the scene right now, if you guys weren't booking local bands, I don't think you'd be very accepted.
Oh no! I mean, we were always going to. Don't get me wrong. We were always going to. We were always going to have a local series.
Yeah.
But it was never a goal. You know, when you do these events like we're trying to do, it's a build up.
Okay,
you got to get people used to your organization. You got to start building your patrons that are coming out and spending money on other things, so that you can increase your level of service for everybody, and that starts with artist pay. And when you start out, your budgets aren't exactly where they're going to be in year 3 or 4. So this was about jumping the gun on ourselves and saying, hey, we're going to have opening acts for every single show. It's not just going to be a one-off and we're done, because we had we didn't originally plan for support.
So that was for like the big shows, like the 311s and the
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an exciting schedule. I was totally looking down for it. You got Modest Yahoo, and UB40. And Raging Fire is coming.
Modest Yahoo, the atheist Jewish
July
rapper.
21st.
Yeah.
He is an enigma wrapped in an enigma.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or Jewish reggae guy. I guess he's not a rapper. The atheist Jewish Rasta.
I think that from what I've seen, it fits into that night. I think that's going to be a kick-ass night.
Oh,
Yeah.
That'll be a great night.
Yeah.
Should
311
sell really
New
well.
Politics and the plates. Is that right?
that's correct.
Yeah. So that's August 11th. Really, really awesome one. I'm mostly excited. I saw you guys did the Josh Abbott band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But having Andy Thomas's Dust Heart, I'm excited to see how he kicks it off.
Thanks, man. And there's a lot of bands. What we're trying to do at this venue, we've talked about it before, is provide opportunity for artists. So the shows that you mentioned, they're fantastic. Those are our admission-based shows, and those are the ones that are going to grab people's attention, and they say, "I love 311. I want to go see that." When you buy tickets to those shows and you buy beer there, that's what helps. With the free concert series, there's some really exciting concerts on the free side. I mean, we got Hippocampus, we got Charlie Tuna from
Jurassic
J5.
5. He'll be there September 2nd. That's going to be an
Nice.
awesome show.
Nice. That's
I
rad.
just
Yeah.
confirmed an artist named Rocky Dahuni. He's been nominated this last year for Best Reggae Album for the Grammys. That's a huge deal.
Way big.
He's been kind of touted as the Bob Marley of Ghana, if you will. So check him out.
Suffers,
we got
Other
Whiskey
Black?
Shivers, the Suffers, Dust Bowl Revival. We're doing 5 different series this summer as well. We want to include everybody and everybody's musical taste. Not just hip hop, not reggae, not rock. We want everybody likes everything, right? Everybody likes something different. So we want to tailor that to our community. So we'll be doing a rock pop series. We'll be doing a Latin series. We'll be doing a folk Americana series. We're going to do an eclectic series, which is like your blues, reggae, the stuff that kind of doesn't fit in there. And then last but not least, you have your Colorado music series, which is what we're really excited about.
Sure.
And those will be co-bills with 2 more established acts that have come out of Colorado.
Yeah, we just announced Haunted Wind Chimes are playing with Edison, which should be a fantastic show. We've got a couple more on the horizon. We get Chemistry Club with My Body Sings Electric.
Yeah, that'll be a really fun show.
fun. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and we announce a new slew of shows every Tuesday.
Every
so-
Tuesday, check
so keep
out
it posted.
Levitt Denver.
LevittDenver.org. And download our app, man. We're on both the Android and the iPhone platforms. And just look up Levitt Denver, and you'll see a big red ruby, and put that on your phone, man.
Chris, I'm interested in your nonprofit background.
Oh wow, here we go. Am I?
How did you land as the ED at Levitt?
I don't know, man.
How much time do we have?
Yeah. These things are always really interesting. If you look at my background, not just from the nonprofit side, but my career, and I'm 42, so I'm a little bit older than you guys, and been around the block for a while. And you look at kind of where I started and where Levitt came. These kind of projects, it's like a lifetime's worth of work, because I worked in a lot of industries. I held a lot of different types of positions. And at some point in time, the perfect storm happened. I mean, I was running City Park Jazz, and I knew the mayor, and I knew some city council people, and they were planning on putting some kind of a performance venue over there. They had been talking with the Levitt Foundation, and these things are these 3-pronged approach. And they asked me if I would do it, but I mean, it's not that simple. It kind of goes into doing things for years. But I can tell you that I pinch myself every day, because it's a huge responsibility to get to do this, and do it right and make sure that the community embraces it correctly. And it's about the team that you put together at every step of your career, whether it's here or elsewhere. I mean, without these guys, you know, it takes all of us to get this shit done.
Chris and I met almost 4 years ago, actually.
Five.
Was it?
Almost 5, man.
Yeah, like we said, there's a national chain of Levitts, if you will.
Yeah, you came from California, Levitt?
From Los Angeles and Pasadena. Although I'm a Colorado native, I left to go work, but right back. But, you know, Chris went to tour all the different Levitts nationwide to talk with all the production managers and say, hey, what do you like? What do you hate? What do you wish you had? What do the artists wish they had?
Right.
You know, so that we could kind of create everything that we wanted in a concert venue and everything that artists would want in a concert venue.
I think the first time I met you, Tim, was at the Oriental when we were doing the
infamous industry night or whatever that
was. We
was.
did a thing. I think that one thing that's been really great about how this unveiled is that we didn't just come into the community and say, we're doing this.
Yeah.
We came in and said, you know, what do you guys want?
Yeah, no, you guys did it right.
Well, sure. I mean, I got pulled in on the fundraiser. I think it was up there too when we were giving out VIP badges to the 200 folks, and it was interesting because I've known growing up in Arvada that Herman's Hideaway being like a 53-year venue and having something new and having the support of not only Herman's Hideaway but the Green Mile that's right here, and you know, having Tim on board and you know, Tim Cullen, and Open Vape and all of that to be able to do that. I've seen, you know, the name get dropped because of that, because there is that intermingling right there a little bit. And I think that being able to be in the positions that, I mean, my position is different than yours, but altered in a little bit of ways because I have to represent cannabis the exact right way. Well, when it comes to a nonprofit, you kind of have to be delicate how you dance along the way as well.
Absolutely. And I mean, as you know, we were the first cultural institution, even though we're technically not open yet, that took cannabis dollars as part of the capital side. And the Symphony took some shortly after us, and we just didn't really go with a big public thing of it. But we've been very grateful to the cannabis industry for supporting our local artists and supporting music, and to be able to showcase the fact that you, just because you're involved in the cannabis industry does not mean that you can't be philanthropic. And,
totally.
You know, we're more than supportive. Tim's been great. The folks at Open Vape.
Open Vape's awesome.
They've been amazing.
They're great companies to be able to work for because they have that philanthropic, you know, edge to them to be able to try to get out there and give. And I know I've had conversations with him, you know, when it's just us talking what we can do and try to be able to help out the, you know, not only this area but Denver, but really highlight South Broadway. I know that Chris and I are on a board of youth music, teaching youth music as well, and they, you know, we like to try to be able to give back, and it's encouraged within the two companies, the umbrella Organa brands, basically.
Which is great, and I hope that, you know, any of the listeners out there haven't tuned out with our talk about this, but you know, this is important stuff. It doesn't really matter, you know, what age you are, what industry you come from, what color your skin is, your sexual orientation. None of that matters when you're talking about your community. You should be a greater piece of your community to make it better, and that's that's hopefully what we can do at Levitt. Hopefully we can help spread that message. And you know, we have partners that are competitors of ours, but we believe in what each other are doing. Swallow Hill's a big partner of ours. Youth on Record, Trips for Kids. There's a lot of really great nonprofits and programs in this town that need everyone out there's support. And I encourage you to the listeners out there to find an organization that's close to your heart and find a way to give them some money, because without these organizations doing what they're doing, and you get even deeper into health-related nonprofits or preventing abuse, these are vitally important to the sustainability of our community.
Sure, and I think that Levitt's gone about it the right way, and that you guys haven't made it all about yourselves the whole time. It's always been about the music community and the neighborhood around the park.
Because it's not about us. You know, our mission's community through music, but music is the tool that we use to reach into our community and better it.
Yeah.
You know, it is all about our community in Denver as a whole and Colorado music as a whole.
Right.
It's not about Chase Wessel and Chris Zacher.
Yeah.
No, it's the music's that one equalizer. It's the one thing we all have in common, and it's also the one thing that has been taken out of our schools.
Totally.
It's gone from the educational track. You look in certain areas of town where people are fighting to pay rent or put food on the table or pay an electric bill, and the last thing that's going through their heads is, can I get music lessons for my kid? Where can I get him a guitar? So we've started a program. Nice segue. We've started a program along with Swallow Hill, Great Divide, and Guitar Center called Band Start. This year, it'll service 20 kids in the Ruby Hill, Godsman area that go to 2 elementary schools over there. We're getting them brand new instruments from Guitar Center, 6 weeks worth of lessons from Swallow Hill, and hopefully we can raise enough money to keep these kids going through lessons and get them, somewhere around 3rd to 5th grade and push them through high school.
Right.
Maybe get some of these kids in a Youth on Records program later.
Totally.
But,
Totally.
something to provide those educational opportunities that don't exist.
Very cool.
Well, I think that's a great way to end.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Thank you, Chase.
Yeah,
It's inspiring.
Chase, thank you guys.
LevittDenver.org. Make sure you check them out.
Check it out. Download the app.
Download
For
the
sure.
app.
You can get show announcements on Mondays instead of Tuesdays if you have the app.
All right, we're going to be partying on July 20th at the Levitt Pavilion over in Ruby Hill Park. Thanks, guys, for coming down. We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us, fellas.
This is
Appreciate
Music
it.
Buzz Live. We got Thieves of Sunrise coming up. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Macy Slade. Yo, I'm Edsel from the band Dope. Edsel Dope. You're watching World Viral TV. Turn it up. There you go.
That's why it's called sexy pizza here. Ow! Sexy man. I love sexy pizza.
I love sexy pizza.
And say, mention World Viral, you get 20% off.
World Viral, you get 20% off.
Hell yeah.
The only thing is, can you deep throat a pizza?
Let's see, can you?
Nah.
She almost got it. It's too hot.